So this weekend, your Thinking Out Loud audiologist here came to sit in my garden, and it was just so beautiful, such a gorgeous day. I mean, it's winter in Cape Town. How privileged are we that our lives in the middle of winter just look so lush, and there's so many absolutely beautiful, so much greenery, so much life around us, even at this time of year in winter. And then so I sat down, and as I sat down, I started to just tune into the environment, listening to the background, the hum of somebody else's motor in a few houses down, and birds in the environment and movement in the trees. And I got thinking, as I do, and I was thinking about my tinnitus and how I live with a high pitch hiss, and I'm actually not that uncomfortable with it. And one of the reasons is I pay attention. I take these moments to pay a lot of attention to what's going on outside of me. And I just realized in that moment while I was doing it that it really is one of the keys to managing the condition of tinnitus, is to being able to learn to cast one's attention further out instead of in, and just be able to focus on other things. And of course, sometimes hearing might interfere with that, because tinnitus is often tied to hearing loss. So for the sounds you can hear, do tune into those. And that also brings me to the point in my thoughts about how important it is that we realize that if tinnitus is so strongly linked to even mild amounts of hearing loss, if we treat the hearing loss, then we have access to more of those sounds that are outside of ourselves. And if we have access to more of those sounds, then we can learn to focus. We can learn to move our attention outward. But if you don't have access to the sounds, then the attention gets drawn to the internal environment rather than the external environment. So if you're living with tinnitus at the moment, and you don't feel as much hope as you could have, obviously that's something you could look at for your own life. But in the meantime, even if you don't do anything about hearing loss, at least take the time to focus outward, to actively teach the brain to look beyond what's going on inside the mind, and rather what's going on as an experience outside of the body. So if you're not doing it yet, go and have a little meditation in nature. Thanks for listening.